So you've taken a huge step and decided that downsizing is the right move for you. That's amazing. But now that you've made that choice, you'll need a new place to live. Have you decided if you'll be buying another home, or will renting be the best decision for you? You're not alone if this is another tough decision to make. There are a lot of factors to consider, and it's not all about the money. Sure, there are financial considerations, but there are also emotional and even physical factors to consider. So let's break it all down and decide what's best for you. Welcome back to At Home with Jody. I'm Jody Whitehurst, a licensed real estate broker in Apex, North Carolina, helping downsizers, empty nesters, and more with all of their buying and selling needs in the entire greater Raleigh area. If you have any questions about downsizing your home or have any other real estate needs in the greater Raleigh area, please give me a call, text me, email me, whatever works best for you. My information is in the description below and at the end of this video. Since it is very important, let's talk about the financial considerations when buying a home. We'll start with some of the pros and then discuss some of the cons. When you're buying a home, you're investing in an asset that could appreciate over time. Real estate is a fairly safe investment, and if your goal is to protect this money as an inheritance for your heirs, buying a home is like a forced savings and might be the best choice for you. It's a tangible asset that can be sold if needed. Whether you're on a fixed budget or not, with a fixed mortgage, say 15 or 30 years, and that's a considerable amount of time, your housing costs will remain predictable, unlike rent, which can increase regularly. You may qualify for tax deductions against your income on mortgage interest and property taxes. Some of the cons to buying another home: there are significant costs, down payments of up to 20%, closing costs, property taxes, homeowners insurance, repairs and maintenance. All of these costs can add up. Experts say to budget between 1% and 4% of your home's value every year for home repairs and maintenance. For a $500,000 house, that's between $5,000 and $20,000. But what happens if multiple air conditioners fail at the same time and you have to replace more than one? Yep, happened to me. Or your roof needs to be replaced. That could be a much larger cost. You have to really take a look at what your monthly outlay would be for owning a home versus what monthly rent would cost you, and take into consideration possible increases in rent and decide where you'll come out ahead. Depending on the market, housing values fluctuate, and selling may take more time than you have if you need to move quickly or you need access to the money quickly. Whether you're able to pay in full for your next home or not, you're going to have the equity in that home tied up rather than in more liquid, accessible holdings, and this might limit your flexibility in retirement. And now let's talk about some of the pros for renting. It's so much more flexible to rent an apartment or a house. You can move so much more easily if your lifestyle or your health needs change, or if you just don't like the place that you're renting and want to try another place. To rent, there is no giant down payment. There's just a security deposit and your rent. If you're frugal and financially smart and a savvy investor, you could take the difference every month between your home ownership costs and what your monthly rent is and put that money into smart investments and come out ahead. But the question is, will you? This one is one of my favorites when it comes down to considering whether you should rent or buy. Repairs and maintenance are not your problem. They're your landlord's problem. No more replacing 2 air conditioning units that fail at the same time. All of that falls on the responsibility of the landlord. And now let's talk about some of the cons of renting. Rent increases can be unpredictable and constrain a fixed retirement income. I can't speak for other areas of the country, but rent in the greater Raleigh area has gotten really expensive. It can be $2,100 a month or more now to rent a nice 2 or 3 bedroom apartment or a small single family home. Unlike when owning a house as a renter, you won't build equity or wealth through property ownership. You're paying your monthly rent to increase someone else's equity. Renting is just not as stable as owning a house. Unless you're renting in a large apartment building that's not going anywhere, landlords can potentially sell the property or change the terms, affecting your stability and your monthly budget and potentially forcing you to move. There are emotional factors to consider when weighing the options between buying and renting as well. If you love the idea of a home that's truly yours, where you can renovate it, decorate it, and customize it to your own taste, then owning might be the best decision for you. Do you want to paint your walls and ceilings a dark green? Go for it, it's your house. Do you want to have one of those fancy bidet toilets? Go for it. It's your house and you can do what you want inside of it. If freedom from home maintenance and the ability to travel or relocate on a dime appeals to you, then maybe renting could be a better fit. Whether you're renting or buying, consider proximity to family, friends, and social activities. Do you want to be near your grandkids? Do you want to be in a walkable neighborhood? Maybe a 55 and up community would be a good fit for you. What's in your budget in the area where your friends and loved ones are? That might make your decision a lot easier for you. Here are some physical considerations to think about when deciding between renting and buying. As you age, will your home be easy enough to navigate? Going up and down stairs becomes more of a challenge and frankly, more dangerous as we get older. Maybe you're thinking about moving to a one-story layout with minimal stairs. You might find this whether you're buying or renting a one-story condo or townhouse or single-family home in most 55 and up communities. As I mentioned before, homeownership means handling upkeep and repairs or paying someone to do that for you, while renting takes that completely off your plate. If you want the best of both worlds, maybe consider buying a one-floor townhome where you can have a space for a small outdoor garden, but someone else takes care of the majority of the landscaping and the exterior of the property for you. Depending on your age when you're downsizing, what happens if you need assisted living or a more accessible space in the future? Renting offers easier transitions if your circumstances change. So, should you rent or buy? Everyone is different. The answer depends on your specific financial situation, your lifestyle goals, and your personal comfort level. I have a client that I'm just starting to work with now who absolutely does not want to buy another home, even if it's something that's manageable for her, because she doesn't want to have any responsibilities. She just wants to pay her rent and not have to even worry about maintenance and upkeep. So maybe that's where you're at. If you love stability, building equity, and that feeling of ownership and customizing your space, buying might be the best bet for you. But if you crave flexibility, less maintenance, and easy relocation, renting could be your best bet. Still unsure? Feel free to reach out if you need guidance on your next move. I specialize in helping downsizers move from one house to the next, whether that be a cozy rental or the perfect for you forever home. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more tips on downsizing and retiring in the greater Raleigh area.